Hello everyone, it's Elston here. We're going to do a quick tutorial today on painting green rocks that look a little bit crystallized. Now, you might not have seen tutorials coming from me, it's because I'm doing it on another channel, the Chilling Wargamers. Check out the links below, and I'll put at the end where you can see the full tutorial on how to paint this guy. But let's get started. So we're going to start with Light Green, and we're just going to paint this all over the rocks. I'll give you a warning, if you're painting this exact model, it's a little bit laborious because there's loads of little rocks everywhere. Now we're going to move on to Vallejo Game Air Sick Green. Now, because this is an air paint, it's not that opaque, which is kind of what we want. We don't want it to be massively opaque and give us sharp lines. This is going to hopefully blend rather nicely. What we're going to do is paint over the majority of the rock. There's not really much more I can say about that, just don't paint the very bottom. We do want some recessed shadows, but yeah, you can paint the majority of the rock / crystal, however you want to do it. You don't have to worry too much, all the detail will kind of come in the next steps. Okay, now we're going to use Citadel Moot Green, and this we're going to paint over the top edges. Yeah, there's not really much more I can say about that. You want to basically highlight this. Use the raised edges, don't go fully over the sick green, leave a little gradient going between. If you can thin it down, that's always best because you can always apply another coat if it's too thin. So yeah, Moot Green as a highlight over the rest of this. Cool. Again, you realise there's a lot of rocks on this model. Nothing you can do. It looks awesome when it's done though. Okay, now we're going to use Niggling Green and we're going to dry brush this over. So this is actually going to do two things. It's going to highlight and it's going to help blend as well. So it should blend the Moot Green, the Sick Green and the Light Green all together with a very light dusting of Niggling Green. Be careful if you're doing this model exactly, because there are other colours and there's skin there, so be a little bit careful with this if you're doing this exact one. If you're doing terrain and there's nothing else around, go nuts with it. It's closer to an overbrush, this one. As you can see, it's going on pretty thick there. But we're now going to use white, and this is going to be an actual dry brush, so we just want to go for the tips. And, sorry, that made me laugh. And yeah, you just want to go for the raised edges with a light dry brush of white on this bit. going to use a mix of Drakenhof Nightshade and Collier Green Shade, thinned down with water, and we're going to paint this into the recesses. This gives us an extra little bit of shadow. Depending on your environment, this just worked for me right now because the green was just kind of not really merging. It didn't feel like it was sunken into the flesh on this model, so I use this as an extra shadow. You don't have to do it. It might be more situational on where your green rocks / crystals are based, but this allowed me to give an extra shadow element to these crystals / rocks. As you can see here as well, I'm actually painting some of this onto the crystal itself to give extra sort of shade and gradient on the crystals, to give extra shadows and a bit more depth to them, and a little bit more interest. Now we can use Skull White. I don't know why I use Skull White instead of the other white, but this is effectively like an edge highlight, and we're going to highlight all the tops of the crystals with this. You could try the dry brush method again, but I tend to find that this is like a pinpoint highlight. We want to pick out some of the raised areas. We don't want all of it to be highlighted, whereas a dry brush is a kind of scatter effect. It'll do everything that's raised. In this, we want to pick our highlights, so we're just going to pick the very tops of these crystals. Now we're going to use Waywatcher Green, which is not in production anymore, so I don't know what to suggest instead. Make a green glaze that's quite rich, quite vibrant, and we're basically going to paint this over, or glaze this over, sorry is the more correct term, over the sort of area between the very top and the sort of mid sections. So you can go over a little bit of the white, but leave the very top parts of the white pure white, and this will allow all the colours to blend together, and it'll give you a much more rich and vibrant green. And this is kind of where it sells the crystal effect. And here we have it, here's the finished model. So, guys, this is a small tutorial that I'm putting out on my own channel to get people interested in the Chilling Wargamers channel. There's a full tutorial on how to paint this guy from start to finish over on that channel, which I've already done. The link should be above, below, wherever, on the end card somewhere. But this, hopefully this is helpful. It'll give you a little bit of a quick idea of how to maybe do green rocks or green crystals. But please do go over to the Chilling Wargamers channel, check it out. There's loads of new content going on. Most of my content is going on over there. I will be putting up little videos over here to remind you where I currently am, but it's just to give you a heads up. Chilling Wargamers, go check it out. I hope this helps some people out, and hopefully it spreads the love, and you'll see more tutorials over on that channel. If not, stay safe everyone, and I shall see you next time, whenever that is. Stay safe, be good to yourselves, and I'll see you later. Also as well, guys, just to add in a quick note as well, this model is made by Atlantis Miniatures, good friends of ours. There'll be a link in the description below if you want to go check out their products. They've got an amazing range of fantasy creatures, trolls, dwarves, goblins, giants, all kinds of fun stuff, so go check it out on the link below. And if you do feel like purchasing something or something to do during hobby lockdown, go for it. They're amazing sculpts. So until then, bye bye.